shortage of electronic components is affecting production at Maruti. Sales are up, but their production is not meeting the demand just as yet, Karthik. And so back to where we were a month ago, where electronic components shortage continues to affect all major automobile players, but specifically in this case, Maruti.
So, Shweta, yeah, Maruti being the largest car maker in India is also hit the largest in the greatest magnitude when it comes to chip shortage. But yeah, chip shortage is something that we saw kick in during China's zero COVID policy, got exacerbated during the Russia-Ukraine war when supply chains were hit, and now with tensions off and on between China and Taiwan, you know, the possibility of Taiwan also ramping up in the absence of good quality trade and easy trade with China on components, you know, it becomes a very, very difficult issue to tide over. So, it was last year sometime, or was it 2021? I think it was late 2021 when the government had actually allocated 10,000 crore rupees for India's semiconductor industry. And it was parked in a bid outside of PLI to give a major boost, give a major fillip to Indian companies making their own chips. Factories are coming up, production is yet to start. So, we are still dependent on the global trade, and we are depending on global geopolitics and global economics when it comes to importing chips, right? So, yeah, Maruti's production is hit. What does this mean? This actually just means that waiting time for people who have booked their cars gets extended.
Longer.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, waiting time is longer. Cars will get delivered to them. They will be more expensive because of chip shortage, because of overall input cost being high, with inflation in any case hitting every sector like it is hitting, you know, consumers like you and me. The waiting time increases, the costs go up. But time to ring alarm bells, not really on shortage of supply, but alarm bells on, yeah, getting our own chip manufacturing up and ready quickly, right? It should not take a year and a half for the first lot of chips to come out of our own factories. So, we talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India,
absolutely,
etc.
and some would say it's been too long. It's been almost a year of Russia-Ukraine conflict. Enough time at disposal to be able to roll out some sort of Make in India program in order to, you know, meet the demand within the country.
Right.
So are we too slow on it? Is that
so? I don't want to actually criticize the government or the private sector because there are challenges on the ground, right? We are inundated with technology transfer, which becomes a challenge. You know, it's not that we have every design of every chip in the world that needs to be manufactured. We don't. This is not something that we had built our core competence in. We built our core competence in assembly. We built our core competence in mechanical parts, in glass, in plastic fittings, in bearings, right? In tires. We built our core competence in these very mechanical parts over the last 30 odd years, where we were able to feed into this industry which was willing to come and manufacture in India or assemble in India. We had built distribution lines, but electronics is a new component in cars as a whole, right? You didn't have integrated circuits running, you know, in screens within cars. You had very analog speedometers, tachometers, etc. But now you have electronics. Now you have smart technologies going into cars, right? You need more fuel efficiency. This is also driven electronically. It sort of guides and instructs your cylinders to move in a certain way when you're idling and a certain way when you're revving up. So, we never had this core competence. So, it takes time for the technology to get transferred. It takes time for labor markets to be trained. It takes time in any case to acquire land, set up factories, get clearances, get permissions, and get the sort of, you know, get the assembly line really going. So, it's been 1.5 years. We should have seen some success around now, given the incentive of 10,000 crores that the government was spending. We haven't seen it, but I'm hopeful we will see it at some point. But again, will we see it at such a large scale that it will be able to obfuscate the need to import chips? Not for the next 5 years or so. Right. Until then, technology will keep evolving. So, you will still have a country like Taiwan or a country like China or a country like Korea coming up with better chips and better South Korea, I meant not North Korea, coming up with better technology, more agile technology, smaller integrated circuits, more sort of, reliable machinery, circuitry, which is going to take us time to keep catching up to. At some point, we'll get there.
Right.
We shall overcome. Not tomorrow.
not tomorrow. Not there, just as yet.
Until then, wait times will be longer, prices will be higher, but again, there is enough demand. So, is there real incentive for automobile manufacturers also to look at ways to reduce costs? No, I mean, it's okay. As long as the demand is coming, they are producing record output year on year. Selling it at a higher price is better top line for them also.
Absolutely. And order books stretching there for auto major Maruti Suzuki to as much as 4 lakh units, which essentially means that there is enough demand and chip shortage continues to hamper supply. Maruti is expecting some sort of relief, not in the month of May or June, but in the month of July, where the demand and supply could meet an equilibrium and there could be some resolution for auto major in India, not just Maruti Suzuki, but all other auto companies operating in India.